Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, it's Flo. And
to a new episode of Paranormal Hangover.
I'm sorry. Am I allowed to speak now?
Wow.
Am I allowed to speak now?
Yes, you are. Speak.
Paranormal Hangover.
All right, stop. Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Paranormal Hangover. Thank you for enjoying our week off last week with our replay of the Nick Groff interview.
Nick Groff!
That was a fun time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So we're back live this week with an awesome guest. He's a former TAPS team member, if you will. He was on the show Ghost Hunters for the first season. Keith Johnson. Mm-hmm. He and his brother Carl are twins and have done a lot here up in New England for a lot of different locations. Mm-hmm. But Keith is a demonologist. He has also been on Paranormal Witness with Sandra, his wife Sandra.
What's the Paranormal State?
Paranormal State. Sorry, Paranormal State. My bad. Might be.
That's what I'm here for.
He's also the founder of NEAR, Northeast Anomalous Research, or Anomalous Research, excuse me.
Yes.
So we have Keith on tonight. He's got a lot to talk about. It's going to be a fun time to chat with him. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about angelology, demonology, and also the true story of The Conjuring.
Yes.
So we'll be talking with Keith in just a little bit. At about 7:10, we'll talk with him about that.
You better hold him to that.
I'm holding him to it.
It's 7:10 and 4 seconds.
So we'll talk with Keith in just a bit. Leading up to that, we'd like to chat a little bit about the things that are going on. Our Penhurst event is officially sold out.
Yes.
All tickets sold. There's no way to get in.
We cannot add any more tickets. And this is not because we don't want anyone else coming. There are restrictions on the number of people that we are allowed to have.
Yes.
That's why we can't add any more tickets.
Yes. And Penhurst is an awesome spot. We're very sorry if you weren't able to get a ticket to this one. Maybe one of the other events Penhurst is hosting or something next year we could get you into.
Yeah.
But at this time, this event is sold out. We will not be adding any tickets.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an awesome time.
Hopefully we'll be able to do it again.
Yeah.
And we can have people come to that event. People who missed out, maybe this time will come to that one.
Yeah, I think so.
What
else
is happening, Mark?
Well, on top of Penhurst, we do have tickets available that are live in our web store for SalemCon 2.
SalemCon 2? When's that going to be?
That will be April 8th and 9th of 2016.
Wow.
It'll be 8th and 9th, 2016 at the Hawthorne Hotel again.
Wow. Beautiful hotel.
Oh, my God. This past
Gorgeous.
year's SalemCon was awesome.
Yeah.
Not just because we ran it. I'm saying this because the staff was amazing at the Hawthorne.
Our guests were incredible.
They were. It was so
Everybody
much fun.
had fun.
It was, the experience was fun to have. The location was amazing to be at, and the people who attended were just, it was top notch for us.
Right. I mean, what can you ask for to be in Salem when it's not, what's it called, haunted happenings, like Halloween time, and there's a million people in the streets. You actually get to roam around Salem.
Yeah.
There's hardly anybody there, and you get to enjoy it.
Think about trying to do what we just did this past SalemCon and go to the locations we went to for our investigations.
Yeah.
And fight crowds of,
literally
thousands
like hundreds of people. Yeah, hundreds of thousands of people, literally. And that's not an exaggeration. People go, oh, yeah, whatever. No, that's what it's like.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
You fight thousands of people during haunted happenings. So having this done in April instead of at the end of the year in October should be a treat for everyone because they can get to enjoy the locations that we go to that normally are packed that we wouldn't be able to get into.
Yeah, I think to enjoy beautiful Salem as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, even though, this winter was horrific and it was still only like 40 degrees. That was hot.
Mm-hmm.
That was hot for Salem Con, okay? That was hot and sweaty.
It was beautiful, actually. It was so nice that weekend. It was super windy, but it was really nice.
Yeah. Point is, everyone had a great time.
We have the same sort of setup. We're doing the VIP party on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
We're hosting the conference during the day on Saturday with an extended vendor time.
Yep.
So we're going till at least 4 p.m. If the Hawthorne does not book a wedding, then we'll be able to go later.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we have at least until 4 p.m. at the vendor area. And the vendor area will be just in one room this time instead of the two rooms.
Instead of 2 rooms, yeah.
So we made a couple small little changes. And there will be a break during the lecture schedule during the day.
Yeah, so everyone will get to enjoy the lectures and the vendor area, which is, something that there were some people that didn't get to do that this time around because they wanted to stay for all the lectures. And
yes.
Understandable, don't get me wrong. I wish I could have stayed that too. It's a little claustrophobic there for me, but you get the point.
And this is a busy time. First of all, before we go any further, we do always want to remind everybody to check out our sponsors site over at Deadly Grounds Coffee.
Yes.
Please visit deadlygroundscoffee.com and check it out. Don't just go there. Buy something. Their coffee is amazing. It's
completely worth it.
Oh, my God. It's gourmet coffee with a nice little fun spin to it, and it's so good.
And it's so good. I'm pretty much addicted to coffee now.
Yeah.
No joke. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, so coffee?
Yeah. So Hell's Fury this morning.
So coffee?
Speaking of, now I want some Hell's Fury. So we have our sponsor. We also don't forget, after our show at 8 p.m. we have Drinks with Tiffany. And then at 9 p.m. Aliens, UFOs,
and Beyond. With Christina George.
Yes. So we have those shows after ours. Yeah. We have our sponsor, Deadly Grounds Coffee.
Yes.
We also have a lot of stuff going on. And by that I mean this weekend is Phenomenology.
Shit, that's right. Oh!
Seriously, a lot worse has been said on our show than oh shit. Phenomenology is this weekend. So we know lots of our friends will be there. We wish everybody a good time.
Yeah,
Ziggity and Cano and Sinelli and God, everybody else that's going to Phenomenology.
Bridget and the girls.
Bridget,
all going.
That's right. The Getty Ver Ghost Gals. Chris Mancuso. Dave Giuliano will be there.
Whatever. Everyone's going to Phenom and we're not.
Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. Tom Hanks. You're a whiner.
So, Phenoms this weekend. Then you have Hudson Valley, I think, either next weekend or the weekend after.
Next weekend.
Then the 4th of July is coming.
And I'm sorry, wait, hold on. What's between Hudson Valley Paracon and the 4th of July?
Lauren's birthday is on July 1st.
Diggity dang straight.
Please be sure to wish her a happy birthday on Facebook, and we do accept monetary gifts if anybody wants them. So Lauren's birthday is July 1st, and we have the 4th of July, which we'll be upstate for in New York. Our dear friends are getting married the weekend of the 4th of July.
That's right.
And for those of you that know who it is, we hope to see you there. For those of you who don't, too bad you're not going to know.
Too bad, boo hiss. In the words of Alex Trebek, boo hiss.
Boo hiss. So we have 4th of July coming up, and then next month is, good God, what's going on
Penhurst?
next month? No, August is Penhurst.
Oh, you mean like as in the month of July?
July has Ocean State Paracon.
That's right.
All our friends will be at Ocean State Paracon.
Yeah.
And then we also have, what else? There's other things going on in July.
There are probably a ton of things. I mean, listen, it's the most beautiful time of the year.
Penhurst has their event coming up in July.
Penhurst has
the Penhurst Days.
Yeah.
Where they have the little Penhurst Paracon.
Right.
And you'll be able to go during the day. There'll be tons of vendors down there.
Oh.
There'll be a couple of little investigations going on as well.
Speaking of vendors, we got some strawberries today.
Yes, we did. At a very
delicious,
awesome local place.
Fresh strawberries.
Yep. Fresh strawberries to go along with my craving for fresh fruit lately. So, good thing we got it. Yes, it is. So we have that. Whatever. We have, and then August, and August is our event at Penhurst.
And then September.
So it's just a busy year right now. Everybody's in full tilt right now for events and whatnot. So, with that said, it's also the time of the year that here in New England, a lot of the museums are open. And that means that places like Slater Mill down in Rhode Island, Pawtucket, Rhode Island, are open right now.
The Sargent House Museum in Gloucester is open right now.
It is, absolutely. But the Slater Mill is where our next guest is going to be working, or that's where he spends a lot of his time. And gives tours is at Slater Mill. Keith Johnson is one of the tour guides that you can find out the history of Slater Mill from.
Yes.
I've had the pleasure of being on a I guess, quote-unquote ghost hunt, if you will, one of the evening events that they did a couple of years back with Pete Stagman from Parahunter.
Great.
And
where's he gone to?
Our buddy
Lord.
Pete Stagman's enjoying life right now.
Disappeared.
So I was able to do that with Dom and Pete, and we had an awesome time at Slater Mill. And if you're in the area, that's one of the places we highly recommend that you go to.
Nice.
Slater Mill has a ton of history. The location itself is very active for paranormal activity. I guess that's kind of redundant there, but
I understand what you mean.
It's a spot to go, and maybe we'll talk to Keith a little bit about what happens at Slater Mill and the history of the location.
That'd be
when
cool.
we get him on here in just a moment.
Sounds good.
Other than that, I think we're caught up on everything.
Yep.
We talked about our sponsors and our events.
Yep.
And so what's going on with you out there in Radioland? Everybody tell us what's going on.
Anyone?
Not all at once now.
Not all at once. Please.
Other than the events that we have that are going on, we do want to talk a little bit about some of our friends out there, like Paranormal Warehouse.
Yes.
Our boys over at ParanormalWarehouse.com.
Mike Diamond and Chris Grabenzer.
Chris Credenza.
Chris Credenzas. Breggy.
They have some awesome stuff going on over at Paranormal Warehouse. Check it out at ParanormalWarehouse.com.
Yes.
If you're not already registered with your team, get over there and register. It's a fun place, lots of forums. You can share videos. You can watch some stuff that some other people are doing.
Yep.
And just check it out. Chris Bergenzer, Mike Diamond doing awesome things at ParanormalWarehouse.com.
Yes.
And now I'd like to welcome our very special guest for the evening, Mr. Keith Johnson. Keith, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Very well, Keith. Thank you.
We are fantastic. How's things down in Rhode Island these days?
Things in Rhode Island are just spiffy. Things are spiffy. We've had the bizarre weather changes here, and of course, other places in the country it's going pretty bad too. But we finally got some summer weather, so we're a true ocean state, Rhode Island.
We're up here in Massachusetts, so we're on coastal Massachusetts in the northeast coast, and we feel your pain where it's been kind of wacky. We all endured this horrible winter, and now it's like one day it's 90 degrees, and the next day we have a sea breeze blowing about 60 miles an hour, and it's 50.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly correct.
That's the way it is. Yes. Well, they say about New England weather, if you get bored, just wait a minute. It'll change.
So we were just talking a little bit about some of the things that you're involved with and what we'll be chatting about tonight. And one of the things I had mentioned that I hope maybe we can start with is historic Slater Mill down in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. And,
oh, yes.
We'd love to have you talk a little bit about Slater Mill and what it is that you do there and, the history of the mill a little bit so that maybe some people who don't know the area can have an idea of why they want to come here and check out Slater Mill.
Sure. Well, Slater Mill is located in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. It is a very historic place. It's actually the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. It was opened in 1793, and what happened is Samuel Slater, the young age of 21, sailed over to this country from England, and he came to Rhode Island and basically started our Industrial Revolution. See, England had their Industrial Revolution almost 4 decades before us, and so he came and he shared that knowledge very profoundly. And, of course, they weren't too happy about that over in merry old England when they found out what he did, but he had done he had done a 7-year apprenticeship in the mills in Belper, England. He had been apprenticed by Jedediah Strutt there. And so he knew all about mill management and the Arkwright water-powered machines. So when he came, he was a virtual gold mine. And Moses Brown here in Rhode Island was starting his own cotton spinning business. And this really gave him the monopoly on it. This was the advantage. So Moses Brown was already well, wealthy, and he became much wealthier because of Samuel Slater. And Samuel Slater himself eventually became a millionaire.